they were in is injured after a rollover on icy roads overnight. All of the victims are from Williston. State troopers say the driver lost control of her pickup on Highway 2 near Berthold last night, went into the median and rolled. All three in the truck were thrown from the vehicle. One of the girls was then hit by a passing semi. Both she and another girl died at the scene. The 34-year-old driver has serious injuries and could be facing charges. Also breaking this morning, 2 boys from Williston were killed and other critically hurt when their pickup was hit by an Amtrak train. The Highway Patrol says the 17-year-old pickup driver failed to yield to that train at a marked railroad crossing last night just northeast of Williston. His pickup was pushed for a short distance before it fell from the tracks. A 15-year-old boy died at the scene. A 17-year-old boy died at the hospital, and the driver is being treated in Minot. Troopers are investigating charges against the driver in that crash as well. With wintry weather taking aim at the valley, dozens of school districts are either closed or going virtual today. Fargo, West Fargo, and Grand Forks are holding their classes remotely. Moorhead is going ahead with the usual start of the day. However, they could plan for an early release the afternoon before winds pick up. NDSU and MSUM are closed. Concordia is going virtual. You can check out the latest at the bottom of your screen right now and all day long on that free VNL News app. All because of this blizzard that we're dealing with or preparing to deal with. Meteorologist Lisa Green has the latest. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we're just seeing the first hints of it with snow moving in this morning. We'll show you that view in just a moment. But we have that blizzard warning in effect now in pink, covering most of the state of North Dakota, parts of northwest Minnesota, right along the Red River Valley especially, and then winter storm warning in those areas where we've got all those trees that help to break up that wind a little bit. But all of us getting some heavy snow today through Wednesday, finally ending into Thursday morning. So this event is just starting. Here's a look at what to expect today. We're going to see that snow increase first from the south to the north, and then the wind follows that as well today. So the conditions get worse as the day goes on. Heavy snow by afternoon. We'll be looking at low visibility. We'll be looking at drifting starting up as well once that wind increases too, and travel again becoming dangerous through the day today. So we want you to be prepared for that with heavy amounts of snow as we get into the nighttime hours tonight. Here's a look at the latest radar. You can see it's quiet up north, but the snow is moving into the south. A couple of streaks of more moderate to heavier snow coming down from central parts of Richland County. You see this deeper blue back over right across the state line into Brown County in South Dakota. Wahpeton, Breckenridge, you may be getting some snow now, stretching back over into Lakes Country, still just outside of the FM Metro. And here's a look alive right now at the Hankinson area, Dakota Magic Casino right along the state line. My view here has changed quite a bit. We're seeing more snow. Visibility is coming down. You can see the snowfall rate has increased if you've been following along this morning. So some areas reporting a little bit of snow. Grand Forks seeing a few flakes. Thief River Falls. Fargo's at 27 degrees. It's 22 in Grand Forks. Thief River is at 25. We're in the upper 20s in Bemidji and Devil's Lake, or rather Detroit Lakes, and Devil's Lake is cooler at 18 degrees. It's a little colder out to the west here this morning. So your hour-by-hour planner, expect to see temperatures getting into the upper 20s, low 30s, so not a huge change during the day. And you can see once that snow starts up, chances for snow last through the day, along with increasing winds heading into the afternoon hours as well. Let's take a look at that. We're going to see gusts by the time we get into mid-morning. Potentially, for some of us in the south, could get as high as that 30-mile-per-hour range. It's going to be more likely to be in that 30 to 40-mile-per-hour range in the afternoon hours, though, especially the farther we get into the evening hours tonight. That wind will be northeasterly, and that's really going to start causing some problems once that increases, along with the heavier snow that's coming down. So here's a look at that planner. Looking ahead, some not so great news and some good news here in your extended planner. Today and tomorrow, the tough part. Heavy snow, many areas in the valley getting that foot plus of snow in the region. Not everybody sees that amount, but there are going to be significant reports coming in from many places in the valley. And then heading into Thursday, starting to wind down, the recovery process is going to take a while. But here's the good thing. Heading into Easter weekend, the system is out of here. We're in cleanup mode, but hopefully we're traveling okay heading into Friday. And this weekend, temperatures rising above the freezing mark. And so we'll start the melting process. And next week, that spring melt finally getting started for us.
Finally, and we'll have a lot to melt after this potential foot of snow that we're seeing.
Yeah, I know. Our concerns turn to the other end of things in the springtime, which is that flooding threat. But it's just nice to see those numbers coming up and us working our way towards some warmer days ahead.
Okay, Lisa, thank you. And we want to get a check of your road conditions out there right now in our road report here this morning on the Valley Today. Taking a look on the southeastern portion of North Dakota. Lisa just a minute ago showed us that Skycam down in Hankinson, and you saw the snow coming down. We're seeing that on our maps right now. Partial snow coverage on the road. That's I-29 right around the Wahpeton exit, and then going to the west into Ransom and Sargent counties as well. They're dealing with partial snow coverage. Richland County dealing with that as well. Taking the interstate up north to Fargo there once we get on I-29. Fargo right now, seasonal conditions at our tri-level interchange there, and seasonal conditions from West Fargo all the way to Bismarck here this morning as well. But then as we head north on I-29 until around Hillsboro, we start to get wet conditions on the road there. So watch out for that. They can ice over quickly. And then more to the north of that around Grand Forks to the north of the Canadian border there. Icy conditions. In fact, we're talking about a travel alert this morning for Pembina County, Walsh County, Grand Forks, Nelson, Steele, and Griggs this morning. All those counties in a travel alert, all of them dealing with icy conditions on the road. So folks in Grafton, Lakota, Grand Forks, watch out for those icy conditions. In Minnesota, the more northwestern portion of the state from Hallock on down to Crookston, we're dealing with a little bit of partial coverage on the snow there. Around the White Earth Reservation area down to Detroit Lakes, seasonal conditions. A little stretch of I-94 right around Pelican Rapids looks like it has some snow on it. And then Highway 10 from Detroit Lakes to Perham looks like they're also dealing with a little bit of snow on the roads there. A few back roads in Lakes Country might also be dealing with some stuff right now. But then heading to the south, we saw that snow again by Hankinson. So around Wheaton and Graceville, we're seeing some of those roads start to get snow covered there as well. Stay up to date all day long on these road conditions with your VNL weather app. Just scroll down and click on the road conditions tile for the very latest. Happening today, former President Donald Trump is set to be arraigned. He spent the night in New York City ahead of the arraignment in Manhattan Superior Court. The former president is scheduled to be arraigned this morning on multiple charges related to a 2016 hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Trump has said he will give a speech tonight after he returns to his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida from his hearing in New York City. There's only 2 weeks left to file your taxes for that April 18th deadline, and there may be some changes compared to years before. The Valley Today's Nishay Taylor breaks down what those changes are and why your refund might not look like it used to. Good morning, Nishay.
Good morning, Jordan. One of the biggest changes that may be impacting families is the child tax credit. Last year, families received $3,600, but this year that has dropped to $2,000. Experts also say your refund also depends on how much you make and which tax bracket that puts you in. And if you need more time, experts say file an extension, but that doesn't exempt taxpayers from paying those owed taxes.
Pay some in. Because if you don't pay any in, and then when you finally do come file your taxes at extension time, which is for personal tax returns, it's October 15th, you will have an underpayment penalty.
Now, they say that penalty is based on the percentage of what's owed and how much has already been paid on that tax. They say it could range from anywhere between $100 up to $1,000. Reporting live in the newsroom, Nishay Taylor.
Nishay, important advice there. Thank you very much. We should note April 15th, the normal tax day, but that's a Saturday, so it is pushed back this year. But Nishay, thank you. Fans on the UConn campus celebrated overnight after the Huskies NCAA championship win. You watched it right here on KX4. UConn beat San Diego State 76-59 last night at Houston. Back home, the crowds got rowdy at times. They broke windows, stole street signs, and even pulled down light poles. Police watched that celebration and then moved in once the chaos broke out. They did arrest several people. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More coverage of this winter storm coming up on the CW. Otherwise, you can stay informed all day long with your VNL News and Weather apps.